Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my online class. I am Roxana Chaudhary from City Government Girls High School, Chattogram. My dear students, how are you today? Hope all of you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Today I am going to teach you from English grammar and composition book. Each lesson is unit 2, lesson 1, 2 and 3. And the topic is simple present tense and simple continuous tense. So you can understand the topic, and so please my dear students, take out your books and read and I hope you will do the class attentively. From today's lesson, what we are going to learn, we can know it from our learning outcomes. Okay, now we'll go to the slide. This class, you will have a clear idea about 3 different aspects of time. You are going to understand the uses of present simple and present continuous tense. You will be able to write sentences correctly using the structure of present simple and present continuous tense. And lastly, you will be able to ask and answer questions using present simple and present continuous tense. Now, my dear students, what we learn about tense? We will go to the next slide. Tense refers to the time of action or state indicated by a verb. That means tense means the time when the action is happening or when the action will happen or happened. According to time references, there are 3 main tenses, and I am sure you know that the names of the tenses that are at first the present tense, the past tense and the future tense. Now, what is the present tense? Present tense refers to present state or different modes of present action. That means if I am doing an action now at the present, then it will be present tense. What is past tense? Past tense refers to past state or different modes of past action. That means whatever happened before now will fall into a category of past tense. Now, what is future tense? The future tense refers to future state or different modes of future actions. Whatever happened after now will fall into the category of future. Now you know that each of these tenses has 4 different aspects, and they are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. In this unit, you will learn some of these aspects of tense. At first, let's start with simple present or present indefinite tense and its lesson 2. Now, what is simple present tense? We use the present simple to talk about repeated actions or events, permanent states and for universal truth. We use the simple present tense to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit, a hobby, a daily event or something that often happens. For example, number 1, my mother gets up at 6 a.m. every day. Number 2, he goes to school every day. Now, all these actions that are happening here, these are parts of someone's habit or daily activities. For this reason, we have used present simple here. The next slide, we will see the universal truth. The simple present tense also express general facts or universal truth. Here a speaker make a statement about something that was true before, is true now and will be true in the future. For example, Number 1, the sun rises in the east. Number 2, the earth moves around the sun. In all these examples, what we can see in common, all these actions or events are a part of universal truth. It's a general fact. For this reason, we have used simple present tense here. Now, we will know that another use of simple present tense is for permanent states or present situation. Permanent states or present situation or feelings which are not temporary. For example, number 1, I like ice cream. Number 2, my father lives in London. All these are happening in the present. They are part of present action. For this reason, we have used simple present tense in here. Now, we are going to look at the structure of using to be verb in simple present tense in case of affirmative, negative and interrogative sentence. When we use to be verb, what is going to be the structure of affirmative sentence? In simple present tense, if you use to be verb in affirmative sentence, at first you are going to use the subject when you are going to use the to be verb depending on the subject, and lastly you are going to use the object. For example, I am, you are, he, she or it is, we, you or they are. So, it's very easy to understand here that with first person singular number, that is I, we have used am. In case of first person plural number, we have used are. In case of second person, we have used are. On the other hand, in case of third person singular number, he, she or it, we have used the be verb is. And in case of they, since they are plural number, for that reason we have used are. Now, if you want to change it into negative, you are just going to add not after the to be verb. For example, I am not, you are not, she is not, we are not. So it's nothing very complicated. You just have to use not after to be verb and the structure is going to be the same as before. But if you use the contraction form, that is a short form of not, you can use apostrophe. Now, in case of interrogative sentence, we usually put the to be verb at the beginning of sentence, as in am I, are you, is he, are we. All these cases we have used the punctuation question mark because these are interrogative sentences. Now let's see what's going to be the structure if we are using action verb. In case of affirmative sentence, if you want to be use action verb, the sentence is going to be start with subject. For example, in positive form, you can see that the structure is given as subject plus V1. That means after the subject, we are using the present form of the verb, but there is a thing here. The thing that we have to remember is if the subject is third person singular number, for example, he, she or it or any other singular subject, when we are going to use s or es at the end of the verb. For example, I like it, she likes it. Now, what's the difference between two sentences? In the first example, I like it, the subject is first person singular number. For this reason, the verb that we have used like. That means present form of the verb like. But in the second one, she likes it, we can see that s has been added at the end of the verb like. It's because the subject is third person singular number. Now, if we want to make it negative, what we will do? we will just add does not or do not. For example, here we can see the sentence has formed with subject, then we have used do not or does not, and then V1. Since we already have does, we have to lose s or es after the verb in case of third person singular number. For example, I don't like it. She does not like it. Now in these sentences we have used do not or does not depending on the subject. Now what we will do when it's interrogative? We usually use do or does to ask question. For example, do you like it? Does she like it? So this is the same sentence that we have also used it in negative form. Just the structure is different here. So in this structure we can see we have started the sentences with do or does, then we have put the subject, and at the end of the sentences thus we have used the present form of the verb. Do not forget to use the question mark at the end. I hope you have understood simple present tense. Now it's time for present continuous tense and its lesson 3. Now the word continuous itself is very clear that something is being continuing. That means something is happening. We use the present continuous when the action is happening at the time of speaking. For example, number 1, I am going to Dhaka by bus. Number 2, it is raining very hard. Number 3, a baby is crying and her mother is trying to appease her. Now, all the verbs that have been used here are happening now or at the time of speaking. For this reason, we have used continuous form. Now, we'll go to the next slide, and there will be the structure of verb form, that is am or is or are plus main verb plus ing. And it sometimes the present continuous tense also act as a definite future action. The present continuous tense is also used to indicate a definite future action. For example, we are going to start a new business next month. Now, my dear students, I hope you have understood the simple present tense and present continuous very well. Now, it's time for homework. Your homework. Now it's time for homework. You can find your homework at page number 29 in your book. And the homework will be number E. Write 5 sentences about your family using be verbs and 5 more sentences using action verbs in the present simple tense. Number F. Complete the following dialogue using negative and interrogative sentences. So, my dear students, okay, my dear students, I hope you will do the homework at home and will take a photo of your homework, then send it to our Facebook page, that is City Government Girls High School. And till then, stay safe, stay at home. Thanks to all. Bye.